The Opium King. Khun ruled from the jungles of Myanmar like a feudal lord, commanding an army of nearly 20,000 soldiers. His caravans hauled hundreds of tons of opium through the Golden Triangle, feeding a heroin empire that dominated the 1980s. Hidden jungle refineries turned the crop into cash, and military officials were paid to look the other way. When rival tribes resisted, his Mong Thai army crushed them with artillery fire. The U.S. put a $2 million bounty on his capture, but he was untouchable. In 1996, he made a deal with the Myanmar government, surrendered, and retired in luxury, investing in hotels and construction. He died peacefully in 2007, a warlord turned businessman. Khun proved that in Southeast Asia, drugs could build kingdoms, and even buy forgiveness. The Tunnel King. El Chapo Guzman turned Mexico's earth into a maze of multi-million-dollar tunnels. Each one had lighting, ventilation, and rails to push carts loaded with cocaine, meth, and heroin beneath the U.S. border. His Sinaloa cartel moved hundreds of tons a year, an empire worth billions. He bribed everyone from city mayors to generals. One witness later claimed he handed a $100 million bribe to Mexico's president, a charge both denied. When rivals challenged him, he left their bodies hanging from bridges as warnings. Even from prison, he ruled. In 2001, he escaped in a laundry cart. In 2015, he did it again, through a mile-long tunnel dug directly beneath his shower. His cruelty matched his wealth. Private zoos, fleets of armored SUVs, and towns that treated him like royalty. Now locked away in America's harshest supermax, El Chapo rules nothing except legend. The American Gangster. Frank Lucas turned 1970s Harlem into a heroin gold rush. While others bought from the Italian mob, Lucas went straight to the source, the Golden Triangle of Southeast Asia. There, amid the Vietnam War, he struck deals with corrupt soldiers to buy near-pure heroin for pennies. He later claimed it was shipped home on U.S. military flights, even hidden in the coffins of fallen soldiers, a story agents never proved, but one that made him infamous. His brand, Blue Magic, was almost 100% pure and flooded New York with addiction. At his peak, he made up to $1 million a week, owning mansions, racehorses, and a fur coat worth more than a car. He ruled through fear. Dealers who crossed him vanished. In 1975, agents raided his home and found $500,000 in cash. Facing a 70-year sentence, he flipped, helping expose dozens of corrupt cops. He died in 2019, a legend of Harlem's darkest empire, a man who built his fortune on pure powder and pure myth. The brain of the Russian Mafia. Semion Mogilevich doesn't run street dealers. He runs systems. Born in Kiev in 1946, he built a criminal empire that reached across Europe and the U.S., moving fortunes through banks, oil deals, and weapons trades. Fluent in finance, he laundered cartel and mob money through shell companies and stock scams worth billions. Western intelligence agencies allege he had ties to heroin routes from Afghanistan and synthetic drug labs in Eastern Europe. Protected by lawyers, politicians, and multiple passports, he became untouchable. The FBI once called him the most dangerous criminal you've never heard of. While other kingpins died in gunfire, Mogilevich dines in Moscow's luxury restaurants. The mind that proved intellect can be deadlier than violence. Lord of the Skies. Amado Carrillo Fuentes treated cocaine like cargo. He built a private air force, more than 30 aircraft including Boeing 727s, and turned the sky into his highway. His Juarez cartel ferried tons of cocaine from Colombia to Mexico, using secret airstrips and even mid-air refueling to stay invisible. He amassed billions, some say as much as $25 billion, and built mansions with bulletproof glass, gold fixtures, and underground bunkers. His pilots wore Rolexes, his soldiers carried rocket launchers. But the higher he flew, the more paranoid he became. Hunted by rivals and the DEA, Carrillo tried to change his face with plastic surgery in 1997. He died on the table, his heart giving out mid-operation. Days later, the surgeons who operated on him were found encased in concrete barrels. Even for the Lord of the Skies, there was no escape from gravity. The the ghost billionaire. While El Chapo grabbed headlines, Ismael El Mayo Zambada built the quieter half of the Sinaloa empire, the side that never fell. For over 40 years, he's orchestrated trafficking routes spanning 3 continents, moving meth, cocaine, and fentanyl through tunnels, container ships, and private jets. With an estimated fortune rivaling El Chapo's, he's never spent a night behind bars. He's long been accused of influencing politicians through bribes and silence, his real weapon. Those who betray him vanish without a trace. When his own son was arrested, El Mayo didn't retaliate. He simply vanished into the Sierra Madre Mountains, sending orders through satellite phones. No social media, no ego, no trail. In a world of flashy narcos, El Mayo proved the deadliest thing a man can be: invisible. The cocaine godmother. Griselda Blanco Restrepo was both elegant and lethal, the woman who helped invent modern cocaine smuggling. In the 1970s, her operation moved thousands of kilos a month from Medellin to Miami. She hid the drugs in bras, wigs, and baby strollers, building a billion-dollar pipeline disguised as motherhood. Her cruelty was legendary. She ordered hits at playgrounds, restaurants, even near Disney World. Rivals were gunned down in daylight. Lovers died when they defied her. At her peak, she made tens of millions a month, some say up to $80 million. Her Miami mansions glittered with gold and diamonds, but the streets ran red with her revenge. Arrested in the 1980s, she served nearly 2 decades before being deported, only to be shot in the head outside a butcher shop in Medellin. Blanco proved a woman could rule the drug trade, with more blood than mercy. The Godfather of Cartels. Before Miguel Angel Félix Gallardo, nicknamed El Padrino, Mexico's traffickers were small-time smugglers. Gallardo unified them. A former cop and bodyguard to a state governor, he used political connections to create the Plaza system, a network where each region paid him a tax to move drugs north. His Guadalajara cartel partnered with Escobar's, ferrying Colombian cocaine through Mexico into the U.S. He ran it like a Fortune 500 company. Board meetings, ledgers, and a payroll rumored to reach all the way to senators. Worth an estimated $500 million, he lived behind marble walls and hosted governors at his parties. But after the 1985 murder of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena, the U.S. closed in. Arrested in 1989, Gallardo's empire was shattered, giving birth to the Tijuana, Juarez, and Sinaloa cartels. He wasn't just rich, he wrote Mexico's drug war blueprint. China's meth magnate. Zhenli Yegon turned chemistry into a crime empire. A Chinese-Mexican businessman, he imported the precursor chemicals that fed Mexico's biggest meth labs, supplying cartels across the country. In 2007, police raided his Mexico City mansion and found $205 million in cash, stacked floor to ceiling, the largest drug-related cash seizure in history. His company, Unimed Pharmchem, moved enough pseudoephedrine to make billions of dollars worth of meth. When arrested, he claimed, "I was told to keep the money for the government," a defense that fell flat. His empire fused corporate logistics with cartel ambition, marking the dawn of a new era in drug trafficking, where labs replaced jungles and chemists replaced killers. The dawn of Bombay. From the slums of Mumbai, Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar built D Company, a multinational crime syndicate dealing in drugs, weapons, and terror financing. By the 1980s, he dominated much of South Asia's heroin trade, smuggling product through shipping routes into the Gulf. He made hundreds of millions laundering money through Dubai real estate and Karachi front companies. But Dawood's cruelty was political. He has been accused of financing assassinations, arms deals, and the 1993 Bombay bombings that killed over 250 people. Interpol lists him among the world's most wanted, and he remains sanctioned by the US and the UN. He is believed to live freely in Pakistan, under alleged government protection, a claim Pakistan denies. Dawood Ibrahim isn't just a drug lord. He's proof that organized crime can wear a diplomat suit. The billion-dollar terrorist, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, didn't just sell cocaine, he industrialized it. By the early 1980s, his Medellin cartel controlled nearly 80% of the world's supply. Planes left Colombia daily for Miami and the Caribbean, packed with bricks of white powder sealed in tires, coffins, and fuel tanks. Submarines and jungle airstrips kept the river of cocaine flowing non-stop. Escobar reportedly earned up to $420 million a week, stacking so much cash that rats ate $2 billion a year. His cruelty was legendary. He ordered judges, journalists, and entire police units assassinated. When a justice minister tried to expose him, Escobar had him gunned down in his car. His motto, plata o plomo, silver or lead, meant take the bribe or take the bullet. Yet he built homes and schools for the poor, who called him a saint. In 1993, cornered on a Medellin rooftop, he was shot through the ear, barefoot, smiling, still the richest outlaw who ever lived. El Mexicano. Escobar's partner, José Gonzalo Rodríguez Gacha, known as El Mexicano, earned his nickname for his obsession with mariachi music and cowboy culture, but there was nothing romantic about him. He helped turn the Medellin cartel into a war machine, building private armies and death squads that executed anyone who crossed him. His roots ran through Panama and Mexico, using planes and livestock shipments as cover to move tons of cocaine north. Worth billions, he built ranches filled with exotic animals and gold-plated weapons. In 1989, surrounded by Colombian troops, he fought until his gun clicked empty and was cut down by machine gun fire. His bodyguards died standing over him. Gacha's violence was so ruthless, even Escobar kept his distance. This mystery may be over, but the next one will keep you up at night. Watch now.